everyone, welcome back to Daily English. Today, we're going to complete interview with the Salena Gomez, which we left half and again will explain some key idioms and vocabulary she uses. Let's get started and improve our listening skills together.
And that's when I knew that happened to me because of I could do that moment. So then when I was going through a heartbreak, I immediately, wrote my best music and wanted to be there for every woman or man or whoever, going through that journey. And then there was the kidney transplant I walked through, and all these things that may seem like they could bring someone down, I try my hardest to say at least they're not alone, and if I keep going, hope.
Keep going means to continue moving forward. He walked right past me and just kept going.
Hopefully that means someone else can keep going, because I don't want to always do it, but I want to for them, more so than myself at times, but I'm a work in progress, and it's just one day at a time.
I mean, I so admire that you are so dedicated to that cause.
Dedicated means believing that something is very important and giving a lot of time and energy to it.
And using your voice to really amplify that. I mean, you've probably saved lives, like real lives.
I hope so.
And one of the things I really appreciate about what you're doing is sort of the self-acceptance and just redefining the beauty standard. And in fact, I think Rare Beauty received praise for its inclusive range.
Inclusive means including all the services or items normally expected or required. Menu stating fully inclusive prices.
Commitment to accessibility. So how do you hope to achieve this goal through your products and the marketing and overall brand messaging that you're doing?
When I intended
means planned or meant. The intended victim escaped.
On creating the cosmetics, creating Rare, I knew that I wanted it to just have its own space. I didn't want it to feel like it was in a competitive market. It's to me, it's more than just about who you want to look like. It's about everything that you are. And no one looks like you. No one looks like me. Everyone in this room is completely unique and wonderful in their own way, and they're as cheesy as it sounds.
Cheesy as it sounds means something that is overly sentimental or corny in a humorous or ironic way.
That's rare, and it's very rare to find people who love themselves and can love others as well. And I wanted my entire team at Rare to have that same message. So, we take care of each other as a family, and we just try our hardest to break down those standards. We love making the products. We want them to be good. But everything for me was just wanting to stem.
To stem means originate in or be caused by. Many of the university's problems stem from rapid expansion.
From me being like, here's an easy way to do it. I don't know how to do all the really crazy stuff, but here's simple makeup that you can apply and know that when you're buying it, it's actually going to a really great cause.
Even though you're talking about sort of how we should feel, right? We all struggle. And I think, self-doubt and sort of the self-criticism is such a big part of it. You seem to recognize that and sort of identify with it. Like, what advice would you give to people who are struggling with that?
Get off social media. That would be my honest advice. But that's a nearly impossible thing to say to a generation younger than me and my generation as well. So my advice is everything you're looking at is 90% fake.
Yeah.
And you have no idea what's behind a photo. And you have no idea what's actually going on. All you have is who you are. Take breaks and just enjoy what's actually around you. Because believe it or not, everything in this little tiny device does not define you, does not make you a human. It's simply a device. You can put it down and be a part of the world again. Try to do that. And if that doesn't work, I don't know. I like therapy. Therapy works too.
Well, I think you're right. It helps that we're out now, right?
Yes.
Pandemic is over and we get to enjoy the being with people.
Yes.
So that's a great thing.
That is something that is good. And I should say that there are a lot of wonderful things about social media. I just said, as far as advice goes, it's nice to take a break.
It's got its pros and cons.
Yeah.
Pros and cons means advantages and disadvantages.
We know that. And, it goes to sort of your other passion, which is sort of advocating for the importance
Advocating means to support or argue for a cause, policy, etc., to plead in favor of.
of prioritizing time for mental health, which I think inspired you to found Wondermind. Like, why did you start this and what was it, what was the mission of it?
It was actually, an idea that my mom had, and it is something daily that people are tangibly able.
Tangibly means capable of being touched, discernible by the touch, material or substantial.
To digest at their own pace. And, there's so many different ways you can connect people to the right sources and the right resources, sorry, is what I meant. And we just tried to make a place and a safe community for people to talk about what they're walking through, shine light on specific studies or people who are changing the mental health game. So I'm constantly doing something.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Switching gears.
Switching gears means to suddenly change what you are doing now. The way you think about a particular activity.
A little bit. Your song, Who Says, has become an anthem for celebrating individuality and self-acceptance, hoping to convey to your fans.
So it's actually a funny story. I was working with Disney at the time, and they were actually giving the song to another artist. And I cried. I remember I was with my mom because I loved the song so much. I basically said to my label, I feel like my fans are young and they need it. That's all I kept saying because I was 16 at the time. And I was like, I think my fans really need it. Like, tell her my fans really need this song. And so maybe it just didn't work out with the other artists, but that was a gift to me that I did not know I needed. And I love that song, and it has carried with me through my whole career, and I fought for it. So to be honest, I, to this day, need to hear it. Not by me. Like, I don't want to hear myself sing it. I'm just saying the message.
Yes.
It will last and last because it's the truth. It's such a special song.
What advice would you give anyone that really wants to make a difference in their community?
I think the first thought of someone wanting to make a difference is, well, what am I going to do? What is one person going to do? And I have to be honest, I ask myself the same question. And I also hear people all the time just say, well, we're doomed anyway, so it doesn't matter. And that obviously is very frustrating.
Frustrating means making you feel annoyed or less confident because you cannot achieve what you want.
Answer, and probably I've even said it, to be honest. It's not an easy thing to do, but I've seen the commitment that people make, and I've seen the payoff.
Payoff means the result of a set of actions or an explanation at the end of something.
And I've been around people, incredibly smart people who have educated me and shown me the effects of everything from politically to environmentally to socially. And it's I think that's getting my information and just absorbing it how I do. I don't know.
You have the Rare Impact Fund, obviously. So what's the best way for this audience to help? Is it to donate? Is it to volunteer? Like,
Volunteer means the person who freely offers to take part in an enterprise or undertake a task. A call for volunteers to act as foster parents.
can you tell us about like what you do with the community?
I think what I've created with the Impact Fund is a community. So I'll say this. I'll say if you are wanting to find out more on the benefits that we, or community that we have built together in Rare, that they could be a part of that. We do these Rare.
Wonderful. Well, Salena, I can't thank you enough for being with us today. Your story and everything you've accomplished and everything you continue to do is so inspiring. And
Thank you.
thank you for just using your voice for this. It's so important.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me, and thank you for all the thoughtful questions.
Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon for more videos.